Hello, my name is Dr. Lily Somner. I'm a psychiatrist at the Amen Clinic in Reston, Virginia. I have been in practice for more than 20 years, and I have a few really simple tips that you might be able to do at home just to help you build your immunity, just to help you feel like you have the opportunity to recover should you get sick from anything. There's a lot of anxiety now with the coronavirus out there, and these are things that would work anytime, any place, and are really easy to do. Now, there are lifestyle things that everyone talks about, being relaxed, getting plenty of sleep, doing exercise. I support all of that. But I do want to make one comment about muscle strength. There was an interesting article I read recently that identified the strength of the quadricep muscle, that's the muscle in the front of the thigh, as an independent variable for recovery from any illness, all illnesses, no matter what the illness. So I think it's an important thing to keep in mind. If you don't do any exercise or you don't have an opportunity to do any exercise, one of the things you can do simply at home is to sit in a chair and then stand up again. That in and of itself will help build the quadricep muscle strength, and you can sit down and stand up and sit down and stand up for 10 repetitions, 1 to 3 times every day, and you will very quickly start to feel some increased strength in that quadricep muscle. There are a couple of nutritional things that I like to give to my patients every winter. When there's cold and flu season coming around, I think it would apply now as well. One is to avoid dairy products. Dairy and gluten products also, both of them are very irritating, inflammatory foods. It doesn't mean that you're allergic to them. It doesn't mean you can never have them again. It just, by definition, they're drying and they cause an increase in mucus. When there's an increase in mucus, there's a decrease in flow, so the viruses have a chance to attach. They can hang on to something and they don't go anywhere because your body isn't clearing it out. So avoiding dairy is helpful. Avoiding gluten products like breads and pastas is also helpful during this period of time. There are also some absolutely wonderful and nutritious spices that are incredibly anti-inflammatory and have great antimicrobial, that includes viruses, funguses, bacteria, everything, activities. And the first one I want to talk about is the group of alliums, garlic and onions. So let me talk about garlic first. Garlic is a wonderful, delicious herb that you should eat all the time, as much as possible. In order to obtain the best antimicrobial effects, it's well known that you're supposed to eat garlic raw. So when I start to feel a cold coming on, I may have a raw clove of garlic. I like to slice it up and just swallow it like a pill. Always take it with food because it can upset the stomach if you take it that way. But I have learned from my herb teacher, Taroni Lodog, that there's a trick to get around eating it raw. And that trick is to take a clove out of the whole bulb, take off the paper, and smash it with a spoon or whatever, and allow the scent of the garlic to be smelled. And you let the garlic sit for 10 minutes. The allium in the garlic, which is the antimicrobial component, then becomes allicin, which then is heat stable, and you can cook with it. So you don't have to eat it raw. So I do that. I let my garlic cloves sit for 10 minutes, and then I put them in a jar, add olive oil, and I have garlic flavored olive oil to use whenever I want to cook, and I have garlic that's all ready to go if I want to use it in a recipe. The other thing is onions. Onions, and more onions. Eat lots and lots and lots of them. And I'm not talking about the breaded fried onion rings. I'm talking about the onions themselves. You can chop them and saute them. You can put them in soups. You can bake them. You can roast them. You can eat the purple ones raw in a salad. So they're extremely versatile and incredibly nutritious. Then I also want to talk about a couple of other spices, because cinnamon and ginger are incredibly helpful as anti-inflammatories and antimicrobials. Now, spices have been used since the beginning of time. They originated in Asia and Southeast Asia and are now grown all over the world. The reason that Columbus went out to look for another route to the spice world and discovered North America. So there's been a lot of use of spices as exchange, as money, as food, as flavorings, and as, of course, medicine. So cinnamon is one of those fabulously delicious, extremely versatile spices. It's a great anti-inflammatory. It reduces blood sugar. And I eat a teaspoon of it every day in a smoothie that I make. So you can eat it in coffee. You can put one of those cinnamon sticks in the coffee as it's being brewed, and you'll have a cinnamon flavored coffee. You can mix it in other foods, oatmeal. You can put it in tea. There's a spiced milk tea called chai that uses cinnamon and cardamom and some other things as a major flavor. Ginger is another fabulous spice that is a little bit more warming, but I swear by ginger, the second that I start to feel like I'm coming down with some kind of upper respiratory something or other, I will make a ginger tea. And the way to do that is I'll take about an inch of raw ginger. I slice it up. You can peel it if you want to, but I slice it up and I simmer it in water for 15 or 20 minutes. Add a little honey, a little lemon juice, drink it down, and usually by the next day I'm well. So ginger is an incredibly helpful spice for maintaining your immune system and stimulating your immune system that you can have at home. Most of you will have ginger at home. If you don't have it raw, you may have it ground. And if you want to make a ginger tea, just use a half a teaspoon of the ground instead of the entire raw root. So just a few little hints and tips from the home and the kitchen. Hope this keeps you well and safe.